What's up guys? In this video, I'll be doing my team reveal, while also taking you through how to select your team, including the 10 players that you must have in your teams this year. The most important thing to consider when building your team is value. While it may be tempting to pick all of the best players from last season, this is not a good tactic. You need to look for players that will improve on their previous seasons, and that you believe will increase in price the most, so you can afford the best team possible as quickly as possible. My most expensive player is Tim English, who is the 20th most expensive player, but he presents value by being 15 points under what he averaged in 2023. The next thing you want to consider is captaincy. While you need to maximize your team value, points are also very important, so you don't get a bad start in the rankings or in your leagues. You need to pick at least 2 players in your team who you would be comfortable with captaining. In my team, I've selected 5 players who average 95 or more, who are all likely to average 105 or more. Now here is the most annoying part, the buys. You need to minimize the number of players in your team who have buys in rounds 2, 3, or 4. You can only select players with these buy rounds if you believe that these players are too good to miss out on. Otherwise, pick someone else. In my team, I've only selected 4 non-rookie players who have the buy in rounds 2, 3, or 4. The last consideration in this video are the rookies. Only select rookies on your field if you believe that they'll average 60 points or more. But also, don't be scared to have people on your bench who are worth more than the basement price. Don't get stuck with non-players on your bench. The way I have my team at the moment is I have 4 rookies on my field and 4 non-basement rookies on my bench. Now here are my 10 players for you to build your teams around. My first player is Bailey Smith. After averaging 105 in 2022, Smith's midfield time and scores dropped for 2023, making him a tempting selection before he tore his ACL. Now priced at just 58, it is impossible to overlook him, especially with his move to Geelong guaranteeing a return to the midfield. Despite having the round 3 bye, Smith is a no-brainer. At 2 is Caleb Daniel. Caleb Daniel had a year to forget in 2024, being involved as the sub in 8 of his 16 games, while also spending significant time in the reserves. The All-Australian halfback has now been traded to North Melbourne with a role in defence with his name on it, a place he has averaged 87 in the past, and other North Melbourne defenders have averaged close to 110, including Jack Zeeble, Aaron Hall, and Harry Sheezel. Number 3 is Levi Ashcroft. The brother of Will Ashcroft, Levi appears to be an exact replica, a top 5 draft pick who is a ball magnet. He scored 145 in his only VFL match and was prolific in the under-18s. His brother averaged 83 in his debut season, and while that will be difficult to match, this is around what to expect from Levi in 2025. At number 4 is Kadane Coleman. Coleman broke onto the scene in the back half of 2023, averaging 94 in his final 10 games, including 127 in their grand final loss to Collingwood. Coleman was prepared to continue in this role as Brisbane's primary distributor in 2024, before he was struck down with an ACL tear in his first game. Priced at just 51, Coleman is far too cheap to pass, despite also having the bye in round 3. Number 5 is Jack Macrae. The 3-time All-Australian at the Dogs gradually grew out of favour at the kennel, with his midfield time dropping to just 12% centre bounces. Priced at just 71, this puts him 50 points below his career high average of 122, and 30 points below his average in 2022, when he last had significant midfield minutes. Now at the Saints, Macrae will return to his duties as a full-time midfielder and to his fantasy scoring ways. At 6 is Mattaes Phillipou. Phillipou finished the season in spectacular form after returning from the VFL in round 17, averaging 106 across his final 4 games, with no scores below 90. While he is unlikely to maintain these heights in 2025, his price tag being at just 64 points makes him a highly tempting option for our forward lines. 7 is Sid Draper. Pick 4 to Adelaide in this season's draft, Draper is a proven scorer at senior level, averaging 86 in the SANFL. Adelaide have been begging for a midfielder of Draper's profile for some time, and they won't hesitate to throw him in the midfield early in the season. At 8 is yet another midfield rookie, Jagger Smith. Carlton traded up to pick 3 in the draft for a reason, and this reason was Jagger Smith. Smith is a ball magnet, collecting 50 touches in one game in the under-18s, along with averaging 82 across his 3 games in the VFL. While the Carlton midfield is full of stars, Smith won't need midfield time to get points. At 9 is Clayton Oliver. Prior to this season, Oliver averaged over 100 7 years in a row, including back-to-back 110s in the previous 2 years. Yet, Clayton Oliver enters this season priced at a bargain 78. Oliver had an extremely interrupted preseason coming into season 2024, which caused this monumental drop, but don't be surprised if Oliver returns back to the triple figures. Rounding out the list, at number 10 is Callum Mills. You only have to look back to 2022 when Callum Mills had averaged his second consecutive 110 and he looked to be a fantasy star. But in the last 2 years, he has had significant struggles with both injury and form. He is now priced at 74 while also being gifted defender status. With a full preseason, Mills should be averaging upwards of 90, and despite his buy in round 3, he presents as a great option.